and
Well, I
because it's
tried
a
to
bit of
log
it.
in via my PC, but the link just kept saying rolling out the red carpet and nothing seemed to happen. So I'm on my phone actually, so hope it's going to be okay.
Okay. No, no, it looks fantastic. No, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. It's
No
really
problem.
appreciated. I don't know if have you seen any of our videos or testimonials of the customers in the past, or
Yeah, well, I was talking to Alex last week. I've seen some of the reviews online, and I've seen these ones that say, "Oh, it's not real people, it's just employees making." And I said to Alex, I mean that can't be right because we are real people with real stories. So
I'm really glad you mentioned that, because that's exactly the reason why we like doing these, because we work really hard to provide a great service, so people like to write good things about us, like any business. We work really hard to make that happen. And then, like you said, people then naturally get concerned over the legitimacy of them and so on. So to have these sort of video interviews is a really great opportunity for prospects to watch and get a degree, get that reassurance that we're real people. Our customers, like them, are real people, and you can sort of hear it from the horse's mouth, essentially.
yeah, because I
So
think
I really appreciate you doing this, and also,
no problems.
no, sorry, go on. Didn't mean to.
I was just going to say I'm getting my screen up. Yeah, it's fine because I think we came to British home sellers. I was a bit nervous, if I'm honest, because you're used to the high street, the tradition, and we were let down really by two major players in the high street. I came to you guys, and suddenly, I mean, I remember Alex right at the very start said to me, "We work for you." I felt you guys were equally invested in selling my house as I was, which was a breath of fresh air. And your media man that came to take the photographs, he was really, really good. And we kind of felt as if we were in a partnership. Whereas previously that it was just somebody turning up with a mobile phone, click, 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 pictures done, there they are, uploaded. And that for me is the overriding of all this video stuff. That's what I would say to people. Just go for it. Just absorb the energy from these guys.
And you mentioned you were sort of let down by two high street agents. What happened? How did the service compare to
I think it was
when you switched to ourselves?
because whenever I was in touch with your guys, whoever was on knew my story. Whereas with the high street, suddenly you'll find Charlene doesn't work until Friday, or so and so's not in until tomorrow, which in the big scheme of things is not continuity that you'd like. Yeah, with your guys, right from from the Mollies, both Mollies at the end, through Charles, Alex, and everybody else, whenever I phoned up, I felt as if I was your only customer. I know I'm not, but you know what I mean? I felt as if you knew as much about my sale as I did. And that's what I found the biggest difference at the start, and apart from all your professionalism, but ultimately it was consistency in approach.
Fantastic. And you mentioned at the beginning, when you were considering using us, naturally you had reservations. There's a degree of comfort dealing with someone on the high street compared to someone online. What were those reservations? How did you overcome those reservations?
I think it's because it's like any online shopping, isn't it? You always have that fear of it's something. If you go to the high street, I can touch the estate agent, I can go into the office, and something like this was kind of, well, let's see how it goes. It was completely unknown. I've never used anything like this before, and I think that's the nervousness, isn't it? Something for the first time, and now I've done it. I just tell everybody who asks me, go for home sellers, just do it because they will brilliant, and that's all I can ask for. But like I say, from a point of view of me telling people now, just go with these guys. They'll work for you pretty hard.
And I guess what for anyone that's considering using us and has those same reservations you had over the sort of concern of it being online based and so on and so forth, I guess what would you say to them to kind of put their mind at ease, or what resources would you direct them to help them make a decision?
I think I would direct them to things like this and web reviews and whatever. But ultimately, I think a lot of it is word of mouth, and that's difficult, isn't it, with online? But it's trying to. I guess for me, it was an education process. I mean, I'm pretty IT literate, so it wasn't as if I was scared of doing something online. It was such a big. It's a big decision, isn't it, selling your house? And I thought really going into the unknown. But again, I guess back to the detractors would be just speak to them, have the conversation with you guys, give them a chance. Everybody deserves a chance. You may or may not want to go for it, but give you guys a chance to talk them. You know, I'm not saying give them the sales spiel, but give them that reassurance. And we certainly got that from Molly, or both, when I first phoned in. The first Molly I spoke to, really, really good, really, really put us at ease and told us everything that was going to go on. And that then happened. So it wasn't as if she was giving us any flannel. It actually happened. So fair play to you guys.
Fantastic. And because obviously, you've had a fantastic experience from what you said, which is really lovely to hear. And the team watch these videos. So it's really nice for the team to get to see, firsthand what you felt about the service. But from sort of start to finish, how did you find the service overall? What aspects did you particularly like? It'd be great to get a general overview.
I think it was the transparency, the consistency in the approach and the process. And I refer back to Alex, I mean, who was brilliant. And he was always explaining things simply and easily as a layman. He was the intermediate. He was the go-to man. And I just felt as if I said it before, but he was invested in my property as much as I was. And that was all done on a kind of Saturday afternoon, very professional. Yeah, that's really all I can say from that point of view is, and you guys know your stuff. Clearly that's your business. So, I can't fault it really. I sound too gushing, but I am gushing. And if I would say just go for it. People need to speak to you guys. I don't know how you can then give a better presence because you are only online, aren't you, really?
Mm.
Yeah. And, I think we got a letter through the post, I seem to think. That's how I got the name.
Okay.
And, but as far as I was concerned, it was end to end. It was seamless right from the start. And anybody I spoke to had the same message. So for you as the boss of all these guys, that consistency is what your guys are delivering.
That's fantastic to hear, honestly. And I guess if you hadn't used us, how do you think things would have gone if you'd sort of stuck to the routes you were going down before?
That's a big question. I don't know, because I think probably we would have said, we're at the point of saying, I need to take a step back now. I need to take my house off the market. I'd gone through so up and down, and so I was disenfranchised with the high street. And it seemed to me that if they sell your house within a couple of months, a couple of weeks, it's great. After that, you're just another bit of paper. And I was becoming a bit fed up with the whole process. And so when you guys came on board, it obviously regenerated. And when the guy came to take the photographs, I mean, he was a proper photographer, and the pictures were absolutely stunning. So it was, I think had we not gone to you guys, I probably would have not been selling. Then I would have had to take a step back and go, I need to reassess where this is going, because at that point I'd gone nowhere in 2 years almost.
That's unbelievable. Because I think what makes this, it fills me with a great degree of pride and satisfaction, as I'm sure the whole team, is that you'd obviously tried to sell via two local agents before and it hadn't got anywhere. And so we've essentially kind of succeeded where others have failed. Whereas I think often the misconception is, well, if one company's tried and they failed, then, well, no one else is going to be able to sort this out. I guess, what would you say to someone that maybe would have that argument that, well, if those two local agents failed, why on earth would British Home Buyers be able to do anything different?
I think I've just lost my. Hang on just a minute. I'll get you back. Where are you? There you are. No, I think it was what you've done different is like we've said. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around here. It's not great, is it?
It's okay.
No, my foot. It's on my. Yes, I think it was about what you were doing different is investing in me, investing in the property. You were almost in our corner all the time, and I even felt you were in our corner when I wasn't talking to you. Because Alex would drop me messages, Alex would drop me text messages about all sorts of things. We had all sorts of conversations about just the general state of the market, which obviously I haven't really understood. And that helps as well, doesn't it? Because you kind of, if you know the market, I've kind of got an idea of who or we, should I say, you and I, are working towards.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I guess to sort of of, conclude in a way. Are there any aspects of the service, anything about the experience that you want to mention that you perhaps missed, or do you feel as if you sort of shared your overall kind of experience of how we've done and the success that you've seen with us?
I think the written word and the spoken word, if that's come across today, I don't think there was anything that I could honestly, and that I'd like to use that word as well. Honestly, I could put my finger on to say I didn't like that, because everything it just married together. It just was in, seamless, end to end. Use all those kind of words, but ultimately, you sold my house, and it was, that's ultimately what we're doing, isn't it? So I didn't use your conveyancing, so I can't comment on. I spoke to Charles, actually, a really nice guy. He explained lots of things to me as well. But at that time, we were with another conveyancer online, and we were using those guys. So, but as far as your service, nothing. Massive congratulations to the team, to be honest. All of them, right across the board.
Fantastic. No, honestly, so appreciated. I'm sure the team will love watching this. I know everything's completed now, but are there any loose ends or anything like that me or the team can help with, or is everything you've moved and you're settled in your new place?
We haven't. My property fell through part way along the chain. For me, broke. So my furniture's in storage at the moment. I'm going through the conveyancing to buy another property. So I'll be about, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks away from moving into that. But in fairness to Alex dropped me a message to say, if there's anything I can do at all, you want a second opinion, please drop me a line. And that, for me, that's above and beyond customer service, isn't it? That's somebody who really is on your side, even after you've had, bills have been paid, everybody's done. Right, Mr. Ratcliffe, thank you and goodbye. I still don't feel like it's that. I still feel as if I'm part of your team.
I think the thing we really try to instill is caring, like exactly like you've mentioned. And, the fact is, like, you mentioned Alex a lot, but the team, we're speaking to you, over weeks and months through what is usually a very challenging time selling a home, moving. So it's just when you're having that constant communication, it's hard not to build a relationship and to really care about making sure that we're kind of helping you on that journey. And I think that can often be lost if you're dealing with a company where you're sort of speaking to a different person each week. No one really builds a personal connection with you and that care. Whereas, we really focus on making that relationship. We work with you as a team from start to finish. And so because we're a team, it feels good when we get the result for you. And it feels good when me and the team watch these testimonials and read those reviews, because it sort of makes what we do matter. So it's really appreciated, genuinely.
And I think it was, I know Alex was really the only person he was the only person I spoke to other than Molly at the start, the two Mollys at the start. And ultimately my conversation, so he was my kind of in to you guys, ultimately.
Yes, yeah.
Certainly he negotiated with the buyer who eventually bought my house, and he did lots of what I would call the professional, conveyancing activities. He's very, very professional, very well spoken. But like I say, he's got a team behind him. I know that, and but he was my only contact. But I would say, keep doing what you're doing. It's trying to get that out, isn't it, out to the wider public that online conveyancing and online sales is a way forward. And I don't know how that you change people's minds quickly, because they're stuck, aren't they, with the high street, or that it has to be the high street. I've got to go to, Hunters or Foxes or whoever. And it's not always right. It wasn't right for me. So
No, absolutely. And it's testimonials like this that just chip away at it over time. So,
well, I think more people will be coming more
thank
online.
Thank you.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah. I agree with you. And we just got to keep building that trust with people that use us. So it's honestly, everything you've said is so appreciated. If anything does come up, like Alex is said, just because things are finished doesn't mean we disappear. We're always happy to help. And no, thank you so much for doing this and everything that you've said. It's hugely, hugely appreciated.
No, I appreciate your time, Will. And as I said, big thanks to the teams. Yeah, no problem. and hopefully any of the detractors who say I'm a media person, it's not true. We are real people.
I'd imagine if this were professionally staged, it could be a lot more polished than it has been. So,
Apologies for that. Apologies for having to use my phone.
oh no, don't worry at all. No, but that's the thing. We want it to be. This is a real conversation. That's what that's the.
I don't think that's it. No problem.